Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
All right. We are live solo right now. Solo today. Might have some call-ins. I will accept call-ins. But we flying solo. And man, you know what I just got done looking at? I just got done looking at the current betting odds for the Titans' next head coach. I don't know if anybody's like looking at that or paying attention to that, but Matt Nagy is the front runner according to the betting odds. I don't know how I feel about that though. I just don't know how I feel about Nagy. I mean, I think a lot of people like Nagy, but the odds have him from anywhere from, depending on the sports book, from plus 130 to plus 300. And that's crazy in Vegas. Because then you got Robert Saleh. He's plus 400, anywhere from plus 400 to plus 600. So that's like 14 to 20% odds. But Matt Nagy is leading, I would say, by a landslide, according to Vegas. You know who's third, though? I mean, I think the Titans fans notice this is Mike McCarthy. If the Titans hire Mike McCarthy, because one, I don't think he moves the needle with Cam at all. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I guess if, like we said on the show on Sunday, if you're going for more of you want a guy to be able to step in and run that organization. And yeah, maybe McCarthy, but hell no. There's no way you can convince me that Borgonzi even thinks McCarthy is a legitimate candidate. Because in Vegas has him third. Like, that's crazy to me. It goes Nagy, Selah, and then McCarthy. Like, that's crazy. And if they go after, I'm not a fan of Selah. I'm just not. I don't think he's done much to prove anything. I think he's benefited from other head coaches and some pretty good teams. Look, I'm going to just say this. I feel like that Jets team he had, outside of the quarterback, and I get it, I know the quarterback's the most important position, but, they still underachieved with the Jets team. Let's be honest. Ain't nobody sold on, I don't know. I think he's got a lot to prove to be able to step into that spot. But seeing Matt Nagy at plus 130 odds, woo, that could I think that means a lot. Looks like the Ravens just requested to interview Selah too. Yeah, I don't look. I think Nagy out of this list, the gambling odds. The gambling odds got Jeff Hafley at fifth in the fifth spot at plus 1,000. And the reason why I'm looking at these odds is because Vegas don't miss most of the time. But to see Nagy leading it, I think is obvious for most people. And with a plus 130 to, depending on the sports book, to plus 300, 43 to 77% chance. That's what that is. Kind of, right? But that's seeing McCarthy even close to the top of that list is just insane to me. That's got to be politics. There's no way that's not politics. No way. There's no way that's not politics. That's crazy. And just to show, I'll pop this up. I'm on Twitter working with Grok. I'm gonna pop this up on the screen.
Music licensing reimagined.
I don't know if that was loud or not. All right, so this is the list I'm looking at right here. That's crazy to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't believe McCarthy McCarthy won the Super Bowl with A-Rod, and that's it. And that was A-Rod. After that, it was a whole lot of underachieving in Green Bay. Then he gets to Dallas and gets all this credit for, the 12-win seasons when, those teams were pretty decent football teams to me, in my opinion. I don't think McCarthy deserves to be anywhere near the third versus Vegas odds. That's crazy, man. Just cut it out. Stop. I know the Titans they've got to make a good hire right here because Cam Ward needs it. And I don't mean that like necessarily in a bad way. I mean it in an honestly good way. Like, you throw away so much time and years if you don't get this right here. Yeah, you don't have you got to attract some players to the Titans. Titans got a lot of money. But you got to get this right. This got to be right. Look, make sure you guys go go to the YouTube page. I'm going to put it in the comments. The YouTube page at House Divided Podcast. Subscribe. Go follow the Facebook page. All that good stuff. I'm going to, let me see. I'm trying to put this in the descriptions. I'm gonna drop the links in the description. Yeah, but I mean, look, I think Matt Nagy is the obvious pick right here. If this is the list, and I say obvious, I think a lot of people are sold on Robert Saleh, but just not me, just not for me. I think there are a lot of Titans fans that would be perfectly okay with that hire as well. And that Ravens, I mean, the Ravens opening up kind of shifted it, because that's, who would you guys think is, like, which one of those spots would you think would be the better or the most interesting spot for a coach to go? I think the Ravens, just because of tradition, but I mean, you can't say that the Titans spot isn't intriguing, though. I think it is. I'm dropping the links. I'm putting the our page links in the description of the video. So y'all make sure y'all go subscribe. We need it. We need about, I don't know, like 400 something more subscribers. We need that. So y'all make sure y'all go to these links I'm putting in the description of the video now. Go follow the YouTube page, follow the TikTok. Go over to the Facebook page if you're on my personal one now. Follow that. Yeah, we need that.
Licensing reimagined.
All right, which one of those spots you guys think is more interesting? Ravens or Titans? I think the Titans being number one in money. They've got the 4th overall pick. I think that the right coach, if you make the right hire, then they can definitely attract the free agents that might be out there. I mean, the free agent list isn't crazy good. I mean, it's decent enough to where you can go and you can tighten some things up. Like I did that. But we've also got the Cowboys, who are in search of a defensive coordinator. Thank God. Look, the guy, my guys in my group chat, my closest friends, they know me very well. And man, I've been calling for Eberflus. I didn't understand the hire in the first damn place. Didn't he show you enough with the Bears? Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, the guy had bottom 2 defenses with the Bears. And I don't know, Jerry just like doing crazy stuff sometimes. He just do some wild stuff sometimes. And I'm a Jerry fan. Just to make that clear, I have no problem with the way Jerry conducts business, because to the real Cowboy fans, the folks who really, really know, man, we ain't never lost any player that we didn't want to lose. We ain't never had any issues. Like, people be counting Jerry pockets. That's the problem. People be trying to count Jerry pockets. They be saying things like, if he would have paid him 3 months ago, it would have been this much cheaper and all this. So, man, we've never had a problem with that kind of stuff, man. It's just not a real thing. So it's just not real. We've always been able to pay players. We ain't never been in no cap hell. Not technically, because I believe the cap is fake anyway. So, but I don't want to get too far away from this defensive coordinator. Look, I'm gonna just say this: I didn't understand the Eberflus hire. It doesn't matter. Cowboys had worst defense in the league in many categories. I believe ranked worst overall. And at the end of the day, I believe that the Cowboys had a pretty decent defensive unit, right? Like, I don't care who you are or your opinion on it, because you can't tell me that once you go get Quinnen Williams, you got Kenny Clark, you get Logan Wilson, who Eberflus would not play. That's what's wild. See, the real Cowboys fans know that. Like, Logan Wilson struggled to get in the lineup when we traded for him. We stuck with who? Kenneth Murray, which is insane. Like, what are we doing? Kenneth Murray is terrible. He's terrible, man. He's terrible. He's athletic as hell, super fast. He gonna make the tackle when it's beside him, but he is terrible. And we I watched Logan Wilson come in and really clog shit up, with that defensive line in multiple plays. But we continue to give Kenneth Murray the reps, and it's just wild to me. We trade for a guy like Logan, and then he doesn't even start. That's what people don't even know. We were putting Kenneth Murray out there, and Logan wasn't even. It's crazy. But the unit itself, we need some help in the secondary. I'm not concerned with the Diggs being cut. I'm just not concerned with it. Only because I was never a fan of Trayvon Diggs. Even the year, he had the interception record. Just not. A lot of that was gimmies. But who we should go after is what we need to be talking about. And that is very clear to me. It's got to be Flores or Schwartz. Period. I like what Shotty did. I love what Shotty did culturally with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know that we've really had the culture piece as much as people think we might have. It's not a winning culture. Last year still wasn't a winning season, but Shotty brought a brotherhood to the team that I ain't really seen a lot of. Definitely not with McCarthy. Jason Garrett was Coach Clapp, but he didn't really drive culture. I mean, even Shotty with the discipline brought. We were one of the worst teams in the NFL as far as penalties over the last couple of seasons prior to Shotty with McCarthy, who was number 3 on the Titans list. But when I watched Shotty make CD and George Pickens sit in the first quarter of the Raiders game after, they both decided to go out and have a long night. I knew right then, anybody who can do that with Jerry hovering over top of him, I love that, because he wasn't scared to make that decision, no matter how anybody felt about it. And then to see the respect that was given to him from those guys was something only a leader can produce. And I believe head coaches aren't there to really be the coordinators. That's why you have an offensive and a defensive coordinator. The head coach is there for culture. He's there for the leadership side of it, the people side of it, the player side of it. Now, some are highly involved. You got the Shanahans and the Ben Johnsons and Yeah, they're highly involved on one side of the ball. But I believe that the job is to coach the coordinators. Head coach's job is to coach the coordinators, right? Like, I'm not saying that it has to be one way or another, but I think Shotty did his job. And he did it, pretty damn good, even with the offense. The run game definitely got better. What's up, Alicia? But as far as the defensive coordinator, I feel like it's got to be Schwartz or Flores. I think, and a lot of people believe, I've been looking at this kind of all morning or all day, and a lot of people believe that the unit that we have right now didn't have to be the worst unit in the NFL. But we got out-schemed week after week after week. The zone-heavy scheme when the team is a better man-to-man team. Just don't. We got Eberflus cover forward us to death. The decision making, in some of the games late where you don't even have Quinnen Williams or Kenny Clark on the field. You got coverage linebackers on the field where we need to be clogging gaps. It was just a train wreck of. I'm not lying. He's literally the worst defensive coordinator I've ever seen as a Cowboys fan. That was a defensive coordinator of the Cowboys. Period. Worst. I'll take Mike Zimmer back. Fuck it. He's terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I will say, I'll give him credit where, you go into season without Micah, but guess what? We didn't improve from with Micah. Micah was never what everybody thought he was. Seriously, never was. Same defense with or without Micah. Same defense. Been same defense. And what's wild about the whole Micah thing, while we're there, is he also, guess what with the Packers? Guess what? Packers, same defense as last year. Everybody talk about impact. It didn't move up a notch. Same exact rank. But we got to go Schwartz or Flores, preferably Flores, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the move Jerry gonna make. I think it's hilarious. So they asked Jerry yesterday. They asked Jerry Jones yesterday. They said, is Shotty gonna have a say-so in the defensive coordinator hiring? I'm not kidding. You have not seen this clip. Jerry replied, I'm going to say just like Trump said yesterday, I run Venezuela. That's what Jerry's true response was to that question. I'm going to pull it up. Hilarious. I'm about to pull up this clip. You got to see it. Let me get it up here. This is a hilarious response from Jerry Jones. He said, Trump, I'm not lying. He said, Trump just said it yesterday. I'm running Venezuela. As far, pretty much saying, I run the Dallas Cowboys. Let me find this clip. Oh, yeah, it's at the top. Oh, yeah, everybody. That is hilarious. It's literally, I went to search and
Music licensing reimagined.
Let's get this up here. I've got to show y'all this clip. Watch this shit. This is hilarious, man. Hilarious stuff right here. Make sure my sound is on. Coordinator. So he asked, will Shoddy have a say-so in the hiring of a defensive coordinator?
Trump just said it. I'm running. Venezuela. Seriously. Shoddy had everything to do with hiring Matt Eberflus last time, and that's not done as a negative. It had no way in the world he's here if Shoddy didn't want him here.
Hey, we got to stop that right there. Okay, so that's another part of this clip that is hilarious to me. So Jerry also then goes on to throw a shot at Shoddy right there. And look, some people would get mad at Jerry for this. Not me. I don't get mad at Jerry for this because I feel like you got to own that shit, man. If Shoddy don't say it, he's no different than Jerry calling him out for it. So listen to what he says.
Seriously. Shoddy had everything to do with hiring Matt Eberflus last time, and that's not done as a negative. It had no way in the world he's here if Shoddy didn't want him here. Okay, let me be real clear about that. And he can tell you in his own words there, no way in the world if Stephen didn't want him here. But I particularly had a party when we got him.
So look, he literally throws Shoddy smooth under the bus. At least in my opinion. He throws Shoddy smooth under the bus right there. But is he wrong? Is Jerry wrong? The reporter asked him, would Shoddy have a say-so in the hiring of the next defensive coordinator? He jokingly but seriously says what Trump say yesterday, I run Venezuela, meaning I run the Dallas Cowboys. But then immediately says, look, Shoddy had everything to do with Eberflus. Just want to make that clear, right? That's not me throwing a shot at Shoddy, even though it was. But I want to make sure the media understands the narrative that y'all paint against Jerry. That's what he's doing right there. He's defending himself. He said, hold on now, look, I don't know who y'all think I am, but Shoddy brought Eberflus. He had everything to do with that hiring, right? Now, people would criticize Jerry for that. I'm just not going to criticize him for that. I feel like Shoddy should have said it first. It shouldn't be up to Jerry to even say it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So you could say Jerry threw him under the bus. He shouldn't have had to been thrown on the bus. If Shoddy had a lot to do with the hire, and Jerry at the end of that clip was about to say, I particularly threw a party when we landed Eberflus, right? So he was on board. It wasn't like Jerry wasn't on board. But that's how the media does. The media will spin that and make it seem like Jerry don't let people do this and do that. And he made that very clear right there. Now, like the guy I just fired, he had everything to do with him, right? And I don't think he get enough credit for that. I don't think Jerry get enough credit, period. That's a whole nother story. But the Cowboys are in a position right here where they do need a D coordinator that can come in and turn some. I mean, you got to think, man, we've been talking about the defense, man, for years. It feels like. Right. We had a couple defenses where a couple times where, defense was a little relevant. I think we led the league in turnovers, forced turnovers a couple seasons ago, but man, we get bounced in the first round of playoffs. So, but because of the defense, not necessarily all because of Dak. Like you can't put some of these on Dak, but some of them are on Dak just as well as some of them on the defense. Micah played in all of them, just to be clear. Another topic that was brought up today already in the group chat. The group chat was full of fire today already. But another one was Big Jeff with the Titans being which it was made clear that what the guys in the chat were saying, that Big Jeff was the best defensive tackle this past season. And I can't disagree with that. But I do believe that he's not the best all-around defensive tackle. And look, I told them the same thing I'm about to say right here. I'm no expert in defensive tackles because I'm just now realizing how good defensive tackles are when you got one. We ain't had no standout D tackle like Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark that I can really just say, oh, man, you should have seen this guy play. I ain't seen that in Dallas. But Big Jeff did have a huge year, though. 11 sacks. And I wouldn't think it was a stretch if people did feel like he was the best D tackle. I don't think that's a stretch. I don't think that's a stretch take. I don't agree with it, best D tackle overall, but I also don't. Like it's hard for me to really get fiery about it because I ain't spent a whole lot of time focused on defensive tackles until we got Quentin Clark, and even then, it's still I ain't spent a whole lot of time on it. So it's hard for me to get fired up about it like I do about Ibra. I watch Eberflus. I watch Eberflus screw us week in, week out. I go back, watch tape. I watch the certain defenses he runs against certain schemes. I watch Ben Johnson literally cook this man. Ben Johnson knew everything Eberflus was going to do. Everything he knew he was going to do. All right. And what's wild is Eberflus also, he coached in the NFC North. And guess who averaged the most points on the Cowboys this year? The NFC North. It's crazy. That man's supposed to know them people. Instead, they know him. That's crazy. That's just wild. But yeah, I would love to see us actually go and land. A guy like Flores would be, I don't know that we've had a D coordinator other than Dan Quinn. Man, I don't think that we've had a splash name like that, even though people will say a couple, nah, hell no. We don't make them kind of splashes with coaches. I do like Shotty. I feel like Shotty, I'm going to give Shotty a good chance. I like Shotty. But, we got a lot coming up. We got 2 first-round draft picks. Titans got a crap ton of money. This should be a pretty fun offseason, honestly. I'd like to see if the Cowboys try to trade up, with one of those draft picks. You just don't know. You never know. You definitely never know with Jerry. Jerry will throw a curveball at you. But I think it's interesting that I just had to come on today. Definitely look at that list of the head coaches for the Titans by Vegas odds. That's an interesting list, man. That is interesting. And I don't know, maybe we do this a little bit more often. Maybe we do a little midweek a little more often. But we just want to pop in, just cover a couple things, man. Spend about 30, 40 minutes. It's about 35 minutes right now. Just kind of touching on some midweek stuff, some things that, we let kind of, when we just do on Sundays, a lot of stuff happens between Sunday and Sunday. So maybe we do find some time to pop in midweek, 30, 40 minutes, touch on a couple things like Eberflus and Mike McCarthy being number 3 on the Titans as far as Vegas odds. That's crazy. It's just wild. But we will be live this Sunday night at 8 o'clock Central. Me, Teasy, and Smitty. 8 o'clock Central Time on this Sunday night. Make sure you guys go and subscribe. Look in the description of the video. Subscribe to the YouTube pages. The YouTube page, the TikTok page, all of our pages. Go over if you're on my personal Facebook page and follow House Divided Podcast on Facebook. All that good stuff, man. We go live on Sunday nights with the whole crew. So tune in. I'm sure we'll have a good Sunday night with the NFL playoffs starting. So until Sunday night, man, we'll see y'all on Sunday night, man. Make sure y'all go and subscribe, man. Subscribe. It's like the easiest thing to do. You ain't even got to watch you ain't even got to watch the page to subscribe and support. Y'all make sure y'all do that for us, all right? But until then,
Artlist.io